I don't really say this is a beginner bike. This is slightly an intermediate. What's up YouTube? Welcome to the review of the Duke 200. So the world has changed, the Duke 200 has changed, but the rawness of the Duke 200 is still there. That's what I can say after riding this motorcycle. So yes, the looks of the motorcycle has changed completely from the previous version. It looks like the Duke 250 more, but yes, of course the Duke 250 gets a different headlight. The looks of the motorcycle is like uncomparable. It looks very sleek and very nice and very attractive. I have taken at least 10 good photos of this motorcycle. Definitely I'll be publishing it on my Instagram as well. So looking around, what you can see is that orangey field Duke, which actually brings happiness to me. So 2 days with the motorcycle. Approximately I've ridden 60 km inside city yesterday, and today I'm out on the highway to make this review. So walking around, let's start with the headlight. So in my opinion, the headlight has an okay kind of feel. If you're planning to cruise on highway in 80 to 90, then it's okay. I mean, in pitch dark conditions, the visibility is good. But if you're trying to push yourself in the dark, I believe that you might need an auxiliary lamp. And of course, if you're going for off-roads and all, definitely you need an auxiliary lamp. And coming on to this section, what you can see is that smooth and very attractive panel. And over here, we have a broad and wide seat, which is a little bit tighter. We'll come to that later. And coming to the tail section, what you can see is the broad and wide pillion seat, and you have a better grab rail here. So this grab rail is not going to make any trouble to the pillion. So hopping on the motorcycle, it's a slightly taller motorcycle for my height. I don't have planted foot on both sides, but it doesn't matter. This motorcycle is like very light. I have full confidence on this motorcycle. So when you sit on the motorcycle, you have the foot peg underneath you, and you have a handlebar, which I'll say it's not that broad, it's kind of a normal size, but it doesn't feel so near to your body. So this gives a very nice feel, and I'm not that happy with these mirrors. I have to do some shoulder check as well. And when we look onto the console, we have pretty much all details here. The only thing that we are missing is the TFT dash. I don't think KTM will be giving that to the Duke 200 because that's something very special with the 390. So what you can see over here is this is the tachometer, this is the gear position indicator, this is the speedometer, there's the odometer, heat level indicator, fuel level indicator, time, and there's a side stand indicator. I'm just cutting it off. This is the running mileage, this is the tank range, number of kilometers to the next service, that's it. And when I click on the mode, 2 trip meters, that's it. I'll say you have everything that you can ask for in a 200cc motorcycle. Yeah, you can ask for a Bluetooth connectivity. Yeah, it's not here, but you have all the basic things. So it's a bit hot here, so let's keep it rolling. By the way, this motorcycle actually is giving me a raw feel. I have to admit that, and I love that. In fact, my favorite version of the Duke 200 or the Duke 390 is the BS3 version. And coming on to the BS6 and all, the Duke 200 actually have done justice to the previous version. I don't know how many of you have liked the BS3 versions of the Duke 390 and the 200, but this one has that raw feel. I don't really say this is a beginner bike. This is slightly an intermediate as well as an advanced motorcycle in the 200cc. So the exhaust sound is also slightly mellow. I'll say that it is almost the 80% of what we used to hear with the BS3 version of the Duke 200. By the way, I've made a different video for the exhaust. You can watch that if you want to hear the pure sound of. So let's hit the highway. Alright, we are back on the highway. Let's pull it a little hard. Yeah, so that's how the Duke 200 pulls. So I have to say that this motorcycle has still that aggressive feel. That's why I told that this is not a beginner friendly motorcycle. If you're on to 150cc and you want a much faster motorcycle, definitely look for this. You'll like it. So this gives that pure raw feel of the KTM. Okay, I'll say that the 250 is much mellow than this. 250 is much softer and much polished motorcycle than this, but the Duke 200 is still a raw motorcycle. But if you have seen the top speeds and all, my friend used to ride a BS3 version of the Duke 200. that used to have a cutoff at 140 km/h. This one doesn't go like that. I think because of the BS6 norms, all motorcycles are going lazy. So I'll say that you can comfortably cruise at a speed of 90 to 100 with this kind of an engine. Beyond 120 it will be a little bit of struggle. Now coming on to the riding ergonomics and all, we have a completely upright riding posture, and the handlebar is in the right position where you want, be it a tall rider or short rider, that doesn't matter actually. And the foot peg is rightly underneath you, and it feels a slightly taller set as well. So if you are using it for a longer time, you might need to stretch your legs like this. It sounds good, man. You might have seen that I was doing rev matching. The sole reason for doing that is because this doesn't get a slipper clutch like the 390 or the 250. But that's fine. I'm not expecting a slipper clutch for this one. I can manage it. I didn't had any rear tire locks until now, and I was doing very hard downshift. You can see my pure sound video. So coming on to the brakes, I have to say that it has exceptionally brilliant brakes. Again, which is not something so beginner friendly. If you are used to this kind of disc brakes, and if you are used to this kind of a braking bite, then you can look onto this motorcycle, because the motorcycle itself is light and the braking bite is amazing. Lighter bike, harder brakes. That's a brilliant combination for an experienced rider. And coming on to suspension, the suspension is actually set onto a tighter side. The positive thing about is that you have great straight line stability, you have great stability over the corners. But if you have to ride it through bad roads, then it will become a slight problem. You'll be able to feel all the undulations on the road to the rider seat and the handlebar. But otherwise, I really love the way the suspension is set. Great for experienced riders. And when it comes to the gearbox and the clutch is moderately light. I really like it. Even after riding inside the city for more than an hour, I didn't face any issue. And the gear shift is like extremely nice. Typical KTM bike, you don't have to put so much of pressure on the gear lever and all, and you get the right feel that the gear has been put on to the next gear as well. And this motorcycle comes with a good profile tires. I don't say the tires are brilliant, because this motorcycle deserves a better pair of tires. Right now I'm able to do some amount of cornering. I feel that this motorcycle could be pushed a little bit, but the thing is, you have to go for a better tire like Metzeler's or Pirelli. That will definitely bump up the confidence in the corners. And again, coming back to the rideability, I was saying that the seat is a bit stiffer, be it the rider seat or the pillion seat. The seat is a bit onto a stiffer side. That's why I told this motorcycle feels like a tough guy. I really like it in that way. It feels masculine. It doesn't feel like a piece of cake and all. It's certainly good for an intermediate or an experienced rider if you're looking for a 200cc motorcycle. And yes, again, I want to mention one more thing. When you have such kind of a raw motorcycle, you get that kind of a slight vibration in different parts of the motorcycle. So on this one, I can feel that minor vibration on the handlebar, the seat and the foot peg when you're redlining it. But if you're cruising at a speed of 80 or 85, you don't feel that in the 6th gear. But if you try to redline it, then definitely you'll get to feel that. And now coming to the ownership aspects of this motorcycle actually comes on road for 2,38,000, and the mileage figures are like 32 to 35 inside city. That's what I heard from service center as well as from few owners also. So that's a really nice figure for a 200cc motorcycle which runs inside city. And of course, if you are getting this kind of a mileage, definitely you will be getting something better than 35 on highways as well. So on mileage part, I'm actually convinced and I'm impressed. And this motorcycle goes to service once in 7,500 kilometers, and it costs something like 2,500 rupees. When compared to other 200cc motorcycles, it is slightly expensive. I don't say it is extremely expensive, because the other competitors in fact go to service in 5,000 kilometers and all, but this goes in 7,500. Even though the per service cost is more, the service cost per kilometer won't be that high. So let's see who will fit onto this motorcycle. So if you're looking for a motorcycle for your city use, you want to flick it hard, you want to get that feel of riding fast and all, I'll say that the Duke 200 is extremely nice motorcycle for you. Only one thing is, if you are having bad roads in your city, then you will be facing that problem of stiffer suspension. And if you are having bumper to bumper traffic, you'll face a little bit of heating issue. I don't say it's too much and all. Yesterday I was riding in traffic with a chappal. I didn't face too much of issue, but I can feel the heat. That's all. And if you are considering it as a tourer, like 80 to 85 km/h is a decent speed on this motorcycle on highways. I'm not saying that it cannot go beyond that, but that slight buzz which you get on the seat and the handlebar will annoy you on a longer run. I'm able to feel that. That's why I'm telling. And if you're looking for off-road, I'll say that don't really look for this kind of a motorcycle. You can always go for the adventure models from KTM. I know that already many Duke 200 owners are doing that, but still I'm saying that. And by the way, I'll be making a different touring review on this motorcycle, taking all the aspects as a tourer. That video will be separate and it will be uploaded soon. So I hope this video is useful for you. If you have any doubts on this motorcycle, do let let me know in the comment section. If I know it, definitely I'll be replying it back. So I hope this video is helpful for you, and as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.